Now, the game
doors you
doesn't
can go
pause,
to.
by the way, so
Yeah.
if enemies are coming, they're still coming at you.
How are you doing, guys? ZDEyE here. So I wanted to touch on regarding the lack of the feature such as the pause button for the Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. Now, we all know that the game is not multiplayer. It's a pure single-player experience, and here the question is just popping in. Why can you not pause the game, right? What's next? Like, you need always have an online connection just to play the game as well? No, I would not be surprised, coming from EA as an example. Well, I know Respawn Entertainment are the developers of the game anyway. EA, that's the main concern in my opinion anyway. But again, because of the different circumstances, because of a lot of different people, right? Everyday life as they were going through and experiencing, for example, right? There's always different things can happen, right? One moment you could be facing a boss that requires your attention, and basically you like need at least a solid 5 minutes to take care of this boss and kill him, as an example, right? So okay, you need to pause the game. What if somebody else, like in your real world, for example, calls you on a mobile phone? For example, your mom could have called you, as an example, again, or your dad or your sisters or your brother, whatever, right? Whoever else. Maybe there's a different jobs that you guys might be going through as well. Like maybe you need to pick up a phone call, but you can't exactly, keep it on pause because there's no functionality as a pause button. Now, as you might hear, personally for me, I'm one of those people. Like I have my own life. I do want to pause my game. Now, that's a little bit of a different thing, right? It's not a major concern personally for me. My concern is I'm a little bit hesitant about this. Something does not add up. Personally, this game has no multiplayer, as I mentioned already. So what the hell does it not have a pause button? Why would that be an issue? I don't get it. Maybe there could be a strategic placement for this that was provided already. Maybe, but that does not make sense personally to me. Okay, fine. You could bring up the hologram map and you can look around the map that you've been exploring and you need to go wherever you want to go. Fine. You can be that in-game time. Fine. But can't you still pause the game where you, for example, right about to quit the game, as an example, right? Again, why would that be an issue? I'll give you an example again. Dark Souls, right? Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3, they had their multiplayer components in there. That's why they were never really a pause button in there as well. Even if you play the games as a solo, single player as an experience, right? You could still not pause the game because the game has a multiplayer functionality. You could play with your friends, or maybe one of the enemies, other players could invade it into your world. Well, obviously that will require a multiplayer connection, the internet connection, right? That's understandable. That's why you could not pause the game just like that. Sekiro, on the other hand, is a pure single-player experience. You could pause the game. You could go to your environment. You could change stuff on the go as well. Bloodborne, again, is similar as Dark Souls, as that. So that I can understand why they do it. But Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, what? I'll give you another one. Here's another thing. Let's go with the Surge 2. You guys might know it. Basically, you don't actually play with anybody, but there are multiplayer implementations in there. Some element in it, anyway. For example, the people all over the world can leave some stuff behind, like banners, maybe some kind of graffitis on the walls, and they can give you a bit of a guide and stuff. You can completely have this non-existent. Just turn off the bloody connection and never don't play the game with the internet connection, as an example, right? You still have an option if you want to go offline anyway, so that's actually really good too. But yes, I don't understand. I mean, you actually had a pause button on that game, on the Surge 2, even though it has an online functionality. Well, not to a full degree though, not like Dark Souls. And yet you can still pause the game? What the hell? Star Wars Jedi Fallen has none of that. There's no graffiti on the wall as it could have been left behind as a multiplayer. There is no people that could be joining into your session. There are no people that could be invading your session, as in the similarities to. This just does not add up. Something is very wrong here. And it's been confirmed already. This game, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, is not going to have any multiplayer in it at all. And I mean, what? Okay. That's great and all. I love to have my single player experience, but why can I not pause the game? It's just that maybe I'm overthinking this a little bit too much, and maybe I'm worried a little. yeah, probably I'm worried a bit about it too much as well. You know, we are talking about EA here. Like, we have to be very hesitant and very, you know, we have to be very clear-minded about it as well, just to make sure that what we know what we're signing up for. For example, at this point, like obviously anything that has related to do with EA, you need to hold off with purchasing a game, even pre-ordering at this point, right? Obviously, wait for the reviews, see how they turn out to be. Should mention the other bits of news. Actually, did you know, guys, that the Star Wars Jedi Fallen will not have any fast traveling at all? And this only, you know, screams that the game is going to be smaller based than I was initially expecting. Well, I never expected it to be like Dark Souls size. Actually, that's kind of weird, because why can't they go that big? But anyway, maybe the Surge 2, maybe that's how big it would be. Actually, that would be a very big game if it would be similar size as the Surge 2. I would like be like a 20 to 30 hours experience. But I don't know, that's a way to see it, a kind of experience, well, moment anyway, for everybody to get their hands on it, of course. Just the thing does not add up. I'm worried about it. And personally, I would love to have my pause button and well, okay, I need to clarify this one thing. I want to have a pause button on a single player game. That's what is important. I don't understand why there is no pause button in a single player game. You know what I mean? Hopefully that makes sense a little bit, right? In a multiplayer, completely understand. There's no question about it. I completely understand. What's next, like coming from EA, right? What's next? Oh, you cannot play this game if you are not constantly online? What the hell? We've all thought this would have been a single player game. You see, I'm overthinking this, but it's kind of necessary as well. We are talking about EA again. You know, they're scumbags with their surprise mechanics, and because when they have already announced that there's going to be customizations, well, actually it was Respawn that they announced there's going to be the customizations on lightsaber and stuff, and customizations as well on our own character. Well, what does this mean down the line? There's going to be different variations of colors and stuff that you can implement and you can buy. What? Is that why there's a multiplayer component? Well, not even a multiplayer, but that's why you cannot pause the game, but it always needs online functionality for it to be even played? That would suck fucking crap. That would be awful. That simply would be awful. Again, as of this recording of this video, I was looking through, researching everything on Twitter, anything that I could get my hands on. And I did not see anything clarifications on this front. Please tell me down in the comments, am I wrong? And again, if it's gonna explode, this information, this news, obviously I'll know by then. But yeah, I would know perhaps, well, we get closer to the game, I'm sure we'll find out far more information. But just these concerns are a little bit questionable, if that makes sense, right? I mean, EA, that's my major gripe with this. Fuck me, this game. I'm definitely looking for another Dark Soul-esque experiences. I'm looking forward to that. But something about it just does not add up. I'm worried. Guys, I'm very worried about it. But again, you know, maybe I'm just overthinking it. I just mentioned it. I might be overthinking it. Again, I could be. I really could be overthinking it. Guys, if you have not noticed, yes, I'm dragging this video a little bit longer. I'm actually done with my point, so if you're good to go, like if you got my point across and if you understood what I was trying to say, if you're already written down a comment, whatever you wish to say, of course, maybe you don't agree or you do agree, maybe you are worried, maybe you're skeptical or not, whatever, right? Maybe you're still excited for the game. I'm kind of excited for the game, why not? But like, there are still skepticism going in here. Again, my point anyway, I just wanted to mention that this is the end of the video anyway. I'm just dragging this video along, 10 minutes mark. YouTube, say thanks to YouTube. Great job, YouTube. Oh my god. Yeah, that's why I'm dragging it. I mean, I could have just left you all here and let you watch the gameplay, but I mean, I'm sure you already seen it by now, but still, man, this is kind of disappointing in some regard. Again, a lot of people have different circumstances in their lives and stuff. Maybe they need to do something and, visit their, old grandma for a visit and you need to pause the game, but you can't. Okay, I'm just overthinking this stuff anyway. Alright, well, I'm gonna let the gameplay roll on till the 10-minute mark, and I'm going to let you go now. Yes, I wanted to be truthful about it, so that's why I'm doing it like this. Anyway, have a good one, guys. And I'll see you.